Attention gamers, the other day I was just trying to speedrun losing all my brain cells by scrolling through the League of Legends main subreddit when I found this post asking about which champ is the most hated, and as a League player I'm all for hating stuff, so I took a peek. Turns out the number one answer, and one that got more upvotes than the thread itself, was Vladimir, the blood-sucking piss-puddling manaless monster, with the description that he's always an unkillable beast when he's on the enemy team or a useless little blood clot when he's on yours. So I figured today's video I would find the rank 1 Vlad who's rocking a 97% win rate in Diamond over close to 70 games on the champ, and compare one of his games to one of mine, with me first timing the champ to show firsthand what this guy's answer is talking about. But before we talk about the most hated champ, we need to talk about the most loved internet browser. Opera GX is a browser designed for gamers that's 100% free, super easy to install, and packed chock full with quality of life features that makes it the best browser on the market. You first select themes and mods which change the look and sounds of your browser. Then it comes with tons of features to ensure that it's not eating up resources or making your games run slow, with options to limit network RAM and CPU. This makes it so while browsers like Chrome are making a lot of noise running 73 processes to support one freaking tab, Opera is way down here quiet as a mouse. I mentioned mods are a new way to customize your experience, and I found that the lo-fi setting is the relaxing theme that I like to rock. It has tons of integrations with all the most popular gamer sites, as well as the GX Corner to show all the new games that are trending or hitting the market soon. So if you want a better, more customized browser that doesn't destroy your computer like other browsers, check my link below to get it for free today. So anyways, I blindly hopped into my first game and let Riot choose my runes for me before conducting a snooze fest of a farming simulator for the first 10 minutes of the game that other YouTubers would make you sit through to pad their watch time, while I managed to get every wave shoved into me like I'm a beached whale during high tide, while missing last hits like it's my job, until it was time to hit my first vacation down south to visit the famous one-shot Obama attraction and to pay my respects by cosplaying a menstrual cycle at his death site. Then I hit the round 2 rendezvous to do a little loop around into Flash Aids Bomb to make sure his support didn't feel left out. Then I wanted to make a play on that little honeycomb mascot, so I called the praying mantis in to collab on some homicide, but the instructions were apparently unclear, where it mentioned in bold font not to take 6 extra turret shots in the process. And then when I inevitably overstayed until that piss-ridden werewolf came in for a visit, I politely declined his offer to reconstruct my face with his claws by going full-blown melty man. I then slowly built up the confidence to chase him down and give him a super sloppy blood infusion, which is a bit of a close call, but turns out this champ is just broken. So by the time I finally decided on what item I should even be building, the enemy team was ready to head out. So then I queued a second after buying a skin in true League of Legends player fashion, only to wonder why Vlad is more hated than this Samsung Galaxy tadpole, when at level 2 it can just Pluto puke on me for 60% of my health. But it turns out this game was a bust too. You see, I stayed strong to my strategy of exploiting the fact that bot laners are a laughing stock before 20 minutes in, so I just hung out down there until some wealth came my way, and then 2 minutes later I went straight back to the bot lane ATM to snatch more cash. But it turns out quality games are harder to come by for a League of Legends player than pussy in 2023, so this one ended with an early AFKFF as well. Okay, so finally game 3 I get to show off being a little shitter as I'm laning against floating Aladdin, but the real story is around the support Scion who's been running around our side of the jungle butt naked all game, pissing off our Sejuani and repetitively making laners use PTO from their day jobs to come take care of him, so we get the kill, but it's not pretty. Then we get word that they are trying to train their dragon or some shit, so we prepare for a little river roundup, and my strategy is to pretend I'm a music video dancer for Lil Jon by making myself the sweat that drops down this Caitlyn's balls before turning back into solid matter and plasma punching her in the cooter for the kill. Malzar does come down but gets served ice 9 ways and then shit shafted by me and my kill hungry teammates, as I'm left one taint tickle away from meeting my maker and things are going well. I'm now just tower farming in peace when I realize my jungler is getting 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, like 6 feet away from me, so I rotate over there 45 seconds too late to pay my respects as she dies, and then I start dishing out staff infections and turning into puddles like the raging Draco Malfoy I am, until a rocket belt into buffed bloodsuck sends that aids distributor packing. I head up top cause Kwame is crying, but when I get there they decide they enjoyed their alone time together and want more, which meant I was left third wheeling rocking a half chub wondering what to do with it now, but then we pop out. I've invited a fourth and her warthog. Add a bit of bestiality, and Mort is like, if we are gonna go there then why not put cold-blooded murder on the table, so he does his thing and then I do mine as the rampaging rift puddle. Then you are probably thinking things are looking like they are going well at this point. I call an emergency town hall meeting. All attendance is mandatory in person because there's a troll on this rift and we have to eliminate it and anything that was trying to keep it there, which did go well, yes. And anytime I did find myself biting off a little too much troll dick than I can chew, I did feel like the unkillable liquefying force that the Reddit comment said I would be. But the issue with this arose when you started considering the fact that I'm a board certified dumbass, as I paced around and then just assumed this alien dog breeder wouldn't soul suck me into oblivion the second I said hey to him. And then you are like, yeah, but at least you learned your lesson after that. And to that I just want to say I'm a league player and learning lessons doesn't come easy to me, but at least this time I could piss puddle myself and then hit a herpes guzzle to stay alive at the buzzer before opting out of eating a Kate Alt. But I wasn't doing anything useful outside of surviving. This floating dickhead had my name at this point and I'm not sure why I kept testing my reflexes thinking I can puddle his ult as if it has a travel time, but let my 3 consecutive failed attempts inform you that it indeed does not. Their Mordekaiser was starting to have a god complex, and to be quite frank, at 2 items in this season on that champ he wasn't wrong, but we luckily were able to eventually 4v1 him down. I did end up finding a few opportunities to get my revenge on this Vagine-less Void Walker, but I think this play here was the dead giveaway indicator that we are all hard-stuck silver players. You see, we got the pick and chased our little dicks off to be able to partial ace them, win a team fight, and then celebrate by stripping down to our jimmies and licking icing off each other's nipples like most grown men do after a win. But while this was happening they had 2 different split pushing efforts that we flat ignored. So then if this wasn't bronze enough already, I wasn't about to just let the Vandalizer off with a misdemeanor. Someone else can clear waves and keep our nexus alive, I thought. I saw a low health enemy, which meant I would be seeing nothing else until either he died or I did. Because that's the true Hardstuck's motto, and I was determined to be the one to blow all my cooldowns, waste an extraordinary large amount of time, get baited into some bullshit, die, and then type something stupid in chat because that's just who I am. But hey, it turns out I am indeed the shit Vlad that low elo players complain about being utterly useless, and with that it was time to see how the rank 1 pro puddler was doing it differently. The first main difference is that this man is playing the Blood Boy top lane instead, and while most people would view this last trade as grim slim pickings for him, he is cocky enough to know that his 4% HP will bring him a dub, so he ghost puts Miss Piggy in a puddle and then empowers a Q for the kill. Then once he hit level 6 it was gonna be a bad day for the little arsonist. Their jungler eventually came up to ask what in the Sunday fuck is going on up here, because Rift Alexa has been blabbering on about a vampire bullying a little girl all morning, and what I realized from watching this Vlad is that he is quite glad to be at low healths, knowing that empowering a Q will bait most players into thinking they have the kill on him. Tornado Teresa eventually tried her hand at dealing with him, but she's 4 levels below him in true League of Legends intended fashion, so despite her best efforts she gets the color removed from her screen as well. Once teamfights break out he just kind of hangs out like a zit on a teen's tit until there's an opportunity for him to bust an ult nut on 3 of them, which turns the fight into a double kill waiting room for him. Their Jax is an 11 kill fed Francine, which would typically be a nightmare, but how can you engage on he who is nothing but a piss puddle, as the weaponless hobo does make a valid attempt at getting the fat shutdown. But like the Reddit comment says, a good Vlad is just unkillable, as he ends the fight with more health than when he started. So yeah, throw one more team fight into the mix where this is his world and everyone else is just lucky enough to be a part of it, as they leave the lobby 1 by 1 bloody and stuck in base, and I guess this is why the own league community felt so strong about him being the most hated champ in the game. Rav out.